What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Lane's Man Cave. Like I said yesterday's video, I'm not sure how many people saw it. I don't think it was very many, but if you did, it is very much appreciated. And I said that I would have another video just like it. Well, this is it. And I also said that coming up next, I would be making an all-time list. That video should be out in, I want to say, 2 weeks from now. Hopefully no later. So I was working on my list last night, and there were 3 different players. Like I said, I'm not going to say what the list is going to be. I don't want to spoil too much. But there were 3 different players who I was juggling around. The 3 players are all connected to each other, obviously. But I was juggling these 3 players around, and I could not for the life of me decide. I could say that for the majority of the bottom half of that list. I'm not going to say whether it's top 10. I'm not going to say whether it's going to be top 20. Actually, it's more than 20. It's going to be more than 20. So for the bottom half of that list, I definitely struggle with putting the players in the right places. But moving on for that, what I want to talk about in today's video is the future of NFL scheduling and the International Series, the NFL International Series. Roger Goodell did say that he wants an 18-game season eventually. It won't be this year, but it could be in 2027. Which, as any NFL fan would agree, of course we want more football. And one less week of off-season, because Super Bowl's over, and now we got the 7 worst months of our lives. Or, of the year, I should say. The 7 worst months of the year. So having one less week of that, of course everyone's going to want it. But, with an 18-game season, you would probably trim the preseason from 3 games to 2 games, which I'm not against, because obviously not a lot of people care about preseason. We all care about regular season. And it would also include a second bye week, which you can't argue against, because players are going to need more than one break if you add an extra game. But what does that mean for teams that have their 2 bye weeks 2 weeks in a row? Like, going nearly 20 days without playing a single game of football. What could that entail if that situation were to come? Who knows? I guess we'll find out in a few years. But another reason why the 18-game season is probably going to happen is because Goodell wants every team to play an international game. I don't really talk about it much on this channel, but I love international games. It is great for the sport. Obviously, for 100 years, football has strictly been American. Okay, maybe not 100 years. It's popular in Canada too. We got the CFL up here. But now we got fans in England, fans in Mexico, fans all across Europe. And this year we're going to have an NFL record 9 international games. We're going to have 3 in London. Obviously the Jaguars are going to be a home game for one of them. They're going to be playing a game in Munich. I saw between now and 2029 they're going to be rotating between Berlin and Munich. They're going to be playing in Madrid again. They're not going to play in Dublin this year, but they will be playing in Paris. This will be the first NFL game played in France, and the Saints are the home team. Not sure how many of you know about the NFL global markets, but there's a few countries, and each team gets to place a waiver on a few, or not a waiver, but marketing rights on a few of them. The Bills, they obviously took Canada, so did the Lions and the Seahawks, And for some reason, the Cardinals. I did go to high school with 2 Cardinal fans, but outside of those two, I don't know who's a Cardinal fan in Canada. Also, I don't know who's a Ram fan, other than me. And the Dolphins get all of South America. I think they got Colombia. They definitely got Argentina. I think they got Brazil too. Or maybe they don't. And the Steelers got Ireland, because I think they were the home team in Dublin last year. But here's the big thing. We are also getting our very first NFL game in Australia. The Rams and the 49ers are going to be playing in Melbourne at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, seating over 100,000 people. That would be the largest capacity in NFL history. 1 p.m. in Melbourne on a Sunday would be 11 p.m. on Saturday over here. So that means I got a full day of college football. Then I get to watch the Rams. Very exciting day. At least for me. But anyways, like I said, I love the international games. They play in Europe. You get up at 9:30 a.m. There's not very much you can get me up at that early for. Then you get football from dawn to dusk. It doesn't get better than that. But anyways, what I really wanted to make this video for is I think there are 3 more cities that I also think should host international games. If I made this video a few months ago, then it would have been 4 cities, because I would have had Paris on the list. But the football gods listened and granted Paris a game. Before I get started on the new countries, because it is 3 cities, but they're all in 3 different countries that the NFL has not played in yet. But before I get started, there is a city I would like to see the NFL go to. And that is Barcelona. I am an FC Barcelona fan, even though soccer is my number 3 sport, but behind football and basketball. But also, Camp Nou. I'm a Barcelona fan. I don't even know how to pronounce that stadium. Correct me if I'm right. But it's the largest stadium in Europe. That I know. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention earlier, the International Series is returning to Mexico after taking a 4 to 5, maybe even more, year hiatus, because they were renovating the Estadio Azteca for the World Cup. But now they get to play there again, so hooray! Anyways, the 3rd city, it's not exactly on the top of my list, but I feel like it's the most likely out of these cities to get an international game, and that is Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We all know the sports scene in Saudi Arabia is exploding. Cristiano Ronaldo signed the record-breaking contract over there, worth $1 billion. WrestleMania is going to take place there next year, and it's going to be the very first WrestleMania to take place outside of North America. The World Cup's going to be there in 2034. See, North America is going to have it this year, then Spain, Portugal, and Morocco are going to have it in 2030, and then they're also going to have a few games in South America for the 100-year anniversary. And then 2034, Saudi Arabia is getting the World Cup all to itself. And with that, there is going to be brand new, state-of-the-art stadiums all over the country. One of those being the King Salman International, which is set to open in 2029 with a capacity of 92,000. And even as early as next month, we're getting a flag football tournament over there. It's not sponsored by the NFL, but it's being produced by Fanatics. It's going to be in Riyadh next month. Tom Brady's going to be there. I think I saw Saquon Barkley and CeeDee Lamb are going to be there. And Saudi Arabia wants to host a game, and if an international city wants to host a game, then Why shouldn't they? The Arabian Gulf is an untouched market by the NFL. The global markets, they don't have any set teams for Saudi Arabia, but the UAE does. I know the Rams, the Niners, and the Commanders do, so it could end up being one of those teams hosting the Riyadh game. But that being said, if there was an international game to be played in Saudi Arabia, or anywhere in that area for that matter, the game would have to be played in December. It gets hot in Riyadh. Saudi Arabia as a whole makes Florida look cold. Like, it is bad. In the summer, it could get as hot as 50 degrees Celsius, so 110 Fahrenheit. Even September and October, it's still very hot. When they had the World Cup in Qatar back in 2022, we all remember that they had to move it to December, because if they played in July like they normally do, the players would have all died of heat stroke, and you really can't have that when football players are 200 pounds heavier than soccer players. Moving on to my number 2 city, it is Rome. The NFL has already shown its success in Europe, so why stop there? I also considered putting Stockholm, Sweden on this list, because I know Texas A&M has a Swedish tight end on their roster. I don't remember his name. But why shouldn't Italy host an NFL game? They're one of the countries that has the Big Five soccer leagues. And of course, the UK, Spain, Germany, and France are all going to be hosting games. And Italy's the only one of the Big Five that has not hosted a game. So why not? This is another country that no teams have claimed in the Global Markets program, but I would pick New York, the Giants or the Jets, to be the host city, or the host team. Because New York is a very high Italian population. I looked it up earlier. There's got to be around 2 million Italians, maybe even 3 million, in the New York metropolitan area. And they do have a stadium over there. The Stadio Olimpico seats 70,000 people, and if not Rome, then Milan's also an option, because I know they're building a new stadium for either AC Milan or Inter Milan, and it's going to be done in a few years. Although, Rome would be my first choice. It's one of the largest cities in Europe. I think Italy would be one of the best available options for international games. And my number 1 choice for the NFL International Series is Tokyo. We now know that with the NFL playing in Australia, the time difference does not appear to be a factor. But the NFL has played games in Japan before. They played 13 preseason games in Tokyo between 1989 and 2005. They never played any regular season games over there. But now is the time. Tokyo is the largest city in the world. It's an international hub, and it could be the football hub of Asia. The Rams do have marketing rights over there. They also got marketing rights in China, and they got marketing rights in Korea. And they have marketing rights in Australia, so nearly the entire Eastern Hemisphere has been claimed for marketing by the Rams. Also, most people in Tokyo, or all of Japan, are Dodger fans. So naturally, an LA team's going to be more popular in Japan. And Japan just got a new stadium in Tokyo. It's just called the Japan National Stadium. It's got 67,000 seat capacity. It's brand new. Not brand new, but they used it in the 2020 Olympics. It's fresh enough for an NFL regular season game to be played. So that's it. My 3 choices are Riyadh, Rome, and Tokyo. Let me know what you guys think is going to be the next city for the NFL International Series. I'm looking forward to hearing your answers. Now be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.